Hmm. Well, hello, everyone. Haha. It's always neat to be here with you and to get to meet new folks and to experience your energy. We're just feeling into the room a little bit here to get a sense of where you're all at and what you're all about. You know, part of what happens when we encounter new people and we encounter a new group is you might have come with questions. You might come with, what the hell is this? You might have come with, I don't know what's going on. New house, new place, new group, new people. And what we're going to ask you all to do is to set aside all of that. And for the next hour and a half or 2 hours, whatever it takes, to let this moment be your highest priority. If you have confusion, if you have uncertainty, if you have that I don't know feeling, if you have fears, if you have anxieties, if you have pains, all those things are real and we're not denying any of them. But we're wondering if you're willing to make the choice for experiencing this time together as just that, our time together, a time that we've set aside, that we've agreed to, so that we can have this moment and share this time and this experience. Many, 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 many times we come into community with people and we feel and hear your questions so loudly that it actually obscures your energetic. And really what we want to do is address your energetic. That's what we're good at, is looking at the energy that's underneath the words, the energy that's underneath the pain, the energy that's underneath the confusion. So if you can just for a little while abide in the uncertainty and the confusion and the discomfort in a way that lets it be a little quieter, it will help us help you, and you'll get the most out of it that you can. That being said, who has something they want to talk about? Come sit here, please. What is your name?
My name is Anthony.
Anthony.
Do I need to...
Did we meet you before?
Yeah.
We thought so. Come, make sure to be as close. You don't have to lean, but come a little closer. We don't bite. What's your story, Anthony?
My story
Wait
right
a second.
now...
Did you come sit with us before, or you were just in the room before?
I was in the room before.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Right now...
Ooh, hello.
Yeah.
Relájate yourself. Breathe a little.
Okay.
Yeah, put this here. This one's ours. Just relax. Just take a relax first. Just take a relax. Ooh, your heart's pounding. Breathe deep. Everybody breathe with him. Just feel that support. Whatever it is, you have so much support in this room. Everyone here wants you to get what you need to change what's going on with you. Right? See, look at that. You got a built-in... Oh, look at that. Okay. Look, watch and learn so that when you come up here, you'll know what to do. Good. This is good. Okay? When we have your wrist, it's our wrist. We tell it what to do. Much better. Good. See? This is our secret. We're just checking your energy. This is our way of checking your energy. Mm-hmm. Some doctors take pulse, right? And acupuncturists care about this stuff. We don't need to do any of that. We just hold it, and it tells us all kinds of important things. All right, now, talk.
I have two really big themes or things in my life. My relationship department and my career department. I just broke up with my girlfriend, very serious relationship yesterday. And I've been feeling a lot of stuff here for pretty much my whole life. And I just don't know what I'm just feeling through it and doing, that's all I can really do and love myself through the process. And also
let's stay with that one first.
Okay.
We're not very good at a list of questions. We'll warn you for that too. Because energetically we're where you are, and then if you ask the next question, we have to answer that one because that's where we go. So let's stay with this one because this is the one you brought up first. Now look at that. See? Your wrist does not move at all now. Relax. Ah, that's better. See how tight you got? Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Woo! least it drops. It just doesn't move. It's like, good. Yay. Nice. Okay. You would be surprised. The last person we did this with said, I faked it out. I pushed down when they let go. That's how I do. When they let go, I push down. You don't need to push down. Wow. Okay. So you and the girlfriend. Was it your idea or hers?
Mine. I'm just not in a position to be in a relationship right now. I have too much. My priority is just completely me, and I don't have availability for anything else but that.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the tools that I've acquired from you, actually, 2 of them, the would I choose to be in this relationship today question?
Mm-hmm.
No. And do I feel safe in my truth around this person? And no.
Well, that solves it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. So that's why I the other night at about 3 o'clock in the morning, I got in a shower. I hadn't showered in like probably 2 weeks, and was letting the water just hit my head like I did when I was a child. I used to go in there and just sit down and chill for like 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 just very strong things came through, and one of them was that I've been really not taking care of my body. I've been drinking a lot this last couple weeks, feeling intensely. And the other thing was the decision just clicked, like I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. So because now you've ended that relationship with her, and you've recognized the answer to that question is, would I start this relationship now? And the answer is no. Mm-hmm. Right? Can I be my truth in this relationship? The answer was no. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense to say, at a minimum, I'm taking a break from this, right? And maybe it's a permanent break, and maybe whatever, but I've got to stop. But now we want you to ask yourself the questions about your relationship with yourself. And that's exactly what you started to go into, is this idea of, I'm not taking care of myself, so I'm starting a relationship with myself now. That's what we want to hear you feeling into. I'm starting a relationship with me. How old are you?
24.
Yeah, you're youngin'. You're just sorting shit out. Mm-hmm. You know, that's what your 20s are for. Look at how much better that is. See, once you start speaking your truth, see how this works, everybody? This is a visible energetic right here. This is visible energetic. And you can do this with your friends and partners. When you're stressed and you're holding a lot of tension, you can just do this and see, and you'll be amazed. We could make him make that go stiff in 1 second by saying specific things right now. We know it.
I've already noticed.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. We know just what to say to change this because we can read the energetic. But we don't push buttons just because they're there. Like, we don't push. No pushy buttons just because you know they're there.
I'm learning to not do that game.
Yes. One of the most loving things you can do in this world is to know somebody's button and not push it. Because when they can show you their button, they can be loved by you fully. And that's really what you're talking about too, is you want to be in a relationship where you can show your truth, know your truth, show your truth, and be like, there's a button right here, it's red. And this is the button that if you push it, I get stressed, I get triggered, I feel unsafe, I feel lost, I feel confused. And I'm going to see if you can love me enough to know that about me and not just push it for power, push it for fun, push it for distraction from your own problems. Yeah. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Keep it. There, see? See the difference?
Mm-hmm.
There's that difference. So one of these things that, you'd be like a break dancer, right? But just with your wrist. Ask yourself, what's going on?
I like that.
Like you can check in with yourself energetically and say, fine, maybe you don't use your wrist, but we like the wrist. One, it doesn't trigger people to hold their hand, right? So, if we needed to use his ankle, that's awkward, right? We could, but it's just easier to do it here, and Veronica doesn't have to bend over, which is good for everybody. See how much better you're doing about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so a little teaching moment. It's good, a handy thing, literally. Haha. Okay. Woo! They're paying attention. We've got it. They're here with us. Okay. So what we really want you to focus on, or we would advise you to focus on, is owning the fact that you're developing a relationship with yourself now. You said, all right, I'm going to set this other relationship aside because I know I'm not taking care of myself. So you mentioned that you feel like you're drinking too much. So when you're drinking or you want to drink, asking yourself, what is this supposed to get for me? What is having a beer or having a cocktail? What do I think I'm getting out of it?
Right.
Am I getting a better relationship with myself? That's going to be a really good question for you in all things you do. Is this giving me a better relationship with myself? Is this letting me experience my truth? The very reasons that you broke up that relationship are the very reasons because now you want to focus on answering those questions in your relationship to you. This is true for everyone, right? Answering those questions in your relationship to you. That's what you need to know. And you're 24, so it's a perfect time to be doing it.
Yeah.
Right? You got a lot of years to date, to have whatever kind of relationships you want. If you make a foundation relationship within yourself, then when you connect with other people, friends or lovers, you're going to be able to show up in a way that says, I don't need to push your buttons. I don't need to act out to get control. I don't need to work my shit out through your emotional state. I take responsibility for my own experience over and over and over again. And if my wrist goes tense, I take responsibility for that. I don't project that onto her. I don't project that onto the family. I know it's me. Right? Your relationship with you is your primary focus. Okay, now what about now watch. Let's see if you can do it. We're not testing you, but we're testing you. Talk about your job situation.
I work at a coffee shop. I just got a job at a local coffee shop, the Holy Cow Coffee, and I like it. It's an enjoyable job. It's fun. It's a lot more fun than my last job. And I just had an interview at a spa. I recently finished up my schooling for massage therapy, and so this is my first shoe-in. I have I don't even have the license yet, but it's a 250-hour, and most of the practitioners or therapists there, like 700, 1,000. And the owner actually came into my work, and I met her and asked her if she needed any help, and she said, yeah, I think we need a part-time person. And so I went in and interviewed with her and did a 1-hour treatment with her, and it went really well.
Good.
And so I'm still waiting to hear back results.
So why is that stressful then? Why when you first sat down, was it the girl and the job? If you have a job you like now and you sound like you're building a career, why did you want to talk about that with us?
Oh, it wasn't necessarily the job. It was more so, and it's not even anything you necessarily have to answer, but a big focus that I've been,
See how that goes? Look at that.
Wow.
And you didn't know that was happening.
No. Yeah. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm trying to, as I'm learning my massage craft, I'm trying to figure out how to feel like this.
Okay, good. Now you're back.
I'm trying to figure out how to feel like this during my treatments.
Yes.
So there's no force.
That's the
and
gift
just
you
ease.
give. You see, when you have your shit together, then when you meet another girl you like, when you're with your family, with your friends, with your customers, or especially when you're doing massage, you can be this guy. Instead of, I have to think about it, figure it out. I don't know what to do. I can't sort it out. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right? That's this guy.
Yeah.
This is the guy who says, I know my truth. I know my truth. I know my truth. And that's going to be the place for you. What is true now? What is my truth? That's where you want to start from. And as you explore what is true now, what is my truth, and you can be in your truth while you're offering treatments, while you're making coffees, when you're walking down the street, what you do is you emanate that as a force into the world.
Yeah.
By breathing. See, this is the great thing. The greatest thing you can do is breathe while emanating your truth. That's all you need to do. And then you're that. See, when you were thinking, I don't know. When you say, what is true now, what is true now, what is true now, what is true now?
Yeah. I feel that. Thank you.
You're welcome. And everyone got to observe. You see how cool that was? Yeah. Who's next? She's like, what is true now? I'm next. All right, what is your name?
Gail.
Speak to us, Gail. We're going to have a little chocolate to keep Veronica's blood sugar up.
Okay.
That's a kindness to her.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
I feel like I'm doing really well, but I'm working on a physical thing, which is in my sinuses.
Yeah.
And,
We were wondering. You think? I think I'll have a sinus thing.
And I've been kind of peeling it down for 15 years, figuring it out more and more. And I have growths that block everything.
Yeah, we can see 'em.
And anyway, so I'm kind of right now, I'm working on the little things in my body that are bacteria and fungus and trying to rebalance them. And that's where I'm working now.
Yeah, that's probably a good place for you to start.
Okay.
We're just looking. Oh, we didn't give the disclaimer. We're not doctors,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I know.
We're not doctors, lawyers, accountants, psychiatrists, or anything else that requires letters after your name, a degree, and a big tuition bill. What we are is able to read energy. So if you need one of those other people, go right ahead and find one. If you want someone to read your energy, that's what we're good at. It's always important to say that.
Yes.
Veronica tells us.
Okay.
You. Yeah. That's awkward.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to sort out what we can do. Just a moment. You know, whenever you guys have situations about, it's a combo. You've got a combo going on. Whenever you've got allergies, all right? Allergies almost always are about you feeling irritated. Irritated, not irritated. Irritated, right? You are irritated about something. So this time of year, your seasonal allergies kick up, and if they get really bad, you ask yourself, what am I irritated about? Because that's what irritation is all about, okay? That's just a help for everybody. We have seen that change people who are slayed by seasonal allergies. They stop having them by going, achoo, what am I irritated about? Okay? You have a combo of that. And the other thing that tends to happen whenever you have lungs or sinus respiratory kind of combo thing going on, that's how the outside world gets into your body. Think about it, right? You breathe in the outside world. Of course, you do it when you eat or drink as well. However, you do it all day long, every day, all night long, breathing in the outside world, letting the outside world come into your body. Oh my God, the outside world's in me now, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Is this resonating with you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just a minute, and then we're going to let you talk. So the combo that you've got going on here is irritation at the outside world getting in you, basically. That's one way of saying it.
Yes.
And for all of you, when you want to solve respiratory sinus, that kind of stuff, be aware of your irritation at the outside world, how it affects you, how it gets in you. That's really important. Okay, that's a general statement. Now let's talk to you. You went, oh my gosh. Tell us about oh my gosh.
Well, I'm just super sensitive, and I was sort of born that way. And I pick up, I'm aware of my boundaries, and yet I read everything.
Yeah.
So
now, when you have other psychic sensitive types in the room, yeah, what happens when you're additionally to, or formationally very sensitive and very psychic is that you learn to make yourself feel safe by knowing what's going on all around you.
Yes.
Childhood.
Yeah.
You start off sensitive and you get more sensitive because you use it as a defense against a preparation for God knows what's coming at me as a kid. Yeah. And as an adult, what happens is it's just like an allergy response, is that instead of your body being able to deal with the fact that you got exposed to a boatload of pollen and you need to sneeze to get it out of your body, it becomes almost a hyperallergic response where your psychic sensitivities becomes the way you navigate the world. You're not built to navigate the world as a psychic sensitive 24/7. You guys, humans, that ain't the way you're formatted. And a lot of you try it and you have physical shit to deal with because of it. So one of the things you have to do is to say, is it really necessary for me to be in everybody's psychic business just to go to the Whole Foods? No. Because what you're thinking is, in essence, somebody's got a gun, somebody's got a knife, somebody's going to hurt me, somebody's going to attack me. And so you're in their business to see if that's the person that's going to hurt me. That's the person that's going to attack me. That's the person that's going to make me feel vulnerable. That's the person that I have to watch out for. When 99% of the time, especially in this community, nobody's got a gun, nobody's got a knife, nobody's looking to hurt you or attack you. They're just wondering if that watermelon's ripe. But because you're in their business psychically, because you're looking for a defense mechanism, you're using that as a early warning system to protect yourself. You're picking up on so much energy that isn't your business and you don't need and doesn't serve you in any way, that when you bring all of that into your body, you breathe it in, let's say, it's like an allergen. You're allergic to all that energy is a way to say it. And you don't need it. If you want to, it's nice to be able to turn it on, but you need to learn to turn that shit off. And the way Veronica learned how to do this is she started seeing it as a dial. One of her teachers taught her this trick, and it's a good one. You start seeing it as a dial. So when you're in the Whole Foods or wherever you go, farmer's market, and you're going, whoa, right? You know that feeling, because everybody's energy is, you're aware of everybody's thing. You say, where's my dial? Chances are it's at 10. Do I need a 10 right now? Am I giving a psychic reading? Am I giving a treatment to someone? Am I helping somebody, one of my friends with their... No! I'm trying to figure out if this watermelon's ripe. Turn the dial down. And literally, this really helped Veronica. She would just imagine this dial inside of herself, turning it down. And you can start to have a different experience of the world. Because right now, the world is all the time at you. And your body's showing you a picture of what that looks like. And you can say, but I've always been this way. Yeah, okay, great. And you're overwhelmed by it. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I also feel like I'm able to separate in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. But there's something I'm missing.
Yeah. And what we'll say is you're able to separate in a lot of ways, but you're separating from an energetic of irritation rather than an energetic of choosing. It's like, stop it. Oh, that's right. Get away. Rather than, I'm going to go to the Whole Foods as a 2.
Okay.
For me. Not because I'm going to go out until I get overwhelmed and then set a boundary. I'm going to go out into the world as a 2. I'm going to go out into the world with my setting really low and see how it is to then have the focus be on me. Like we talked to the young gentleman about.
Right.
Yeah. Right? Because when you're at a 2, you're in you.
Yeah.
Oh, we made a rhyme. Instead of being at a 10 and being in them. That's good.
Yeah.
We never did that one before.
I'm just sort of getting that idea.
Yeah. So you go out and experience yourself. The way we feel it from you is this. The word irritation might not be the best word because you don't seem like a pissed off person to us. We use the word irritation because you have the sinus irritation.
Right.
So, because that's how it's showing up in your body. You go into the world and you're irritated by the way the rest of the world interacts with you. And you set boundaries from a place of defensiveness rather than from a place of, this is what I want in my life. I want to be able to go into the world and not have their stuff involved in mine. So if you find yourself picking up on other people's energy, it's like your hackles are going up on your back. And it's like, get out of my nose. Right?
Yeah.
Back yourself up. We have this tool we call standing on your heels. You know, you back yourself into your heels. Back it up.
Yeah.
Back it up and be like, and what the reason we believe you do this is because you're seeking safety, certainty, clarity. No, safety, certainty, and the answer to I don't know by psychic impressions from others. But instead of getting the answer to your question, you're getting overwhelmed and irritated and inflamed by what you're getting from people.
Right.
The nice thing is you have this ability. So when you want it, turn it on. And when you don't need it, keep it turned way down. Yeah. It's always there for you. It's a dial, just like your car stereo, right? Turn the knob. Turn the knob. Okay. I'm just going to touch you right here. It's just inflamed. It's so inflamed. And look at it, it's her third eye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got your third eye.
And telepathic.
Yeah. Really involved in this inflammation. And, if we took her leg, right, and we rubbed it really hard, it would get inflamed and red and swollen and probably crack open and bleed eventually. That's what's happening to your third eye area. Because every time you go out in the world, taking in a whole bunch of impressions from other people that you really don't need, imagine that someone's just rubbing on that.
Yeah.
So when you can say, I don't need it. I don't need to know whether or not that person has kidney stones. Why the hell do I need that information?
It just seems automatic. It's like, oh yeah, I don't.
You've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
And it's left you feeling this way.
Yes.
So just because you've done it forever and just because it's a part of your identity doesn't mean that you can't change your relationship to it for your betterment.
Right. And when you said that about being a child and how that's where it got stuck, I could feel where that happened. So that helped. Thank you.
Yeah. A lot of times children, the world is big, literally, like they're short and people are tall, and you can't go anywhere unless your parents take you there, right? And you can't get stuff unless they buy it for you. You have no control. And not everybody had parents that respected that truth, right? So it's really easy to say, I need some sort of force field, sword, defense mechanism, shield, something. I need something to help me deal with the fact that I feel so powerless. Because you have to remember, you're souls. You're vast, immortal, and amazing. And then you all of a sudden pop into this little bitty useless body that's, so vulnerable and so weak, and it poos and it can't take care of itself. And a lot of times the veil is really thin when you're small. So you still remember your grandeur, but you're powerless. That conflict mixed up with, maybe some parents who aren't as bestly skilled as you wish they were, or at another extreme are abusive, you find ways to make it through. So really what this is a sensitivity turned into a coping mechanism, and the coping mechanism taken too far and the resulting experience in your body. To turn it around, turn your dial down, be aware of the temptation to be in other people's business and the recognition of how that affects your sinus area. All right?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Don't be slow. Jump up.
Just kidding.
Nope. Okay, Miss Randy.
Achilles tendon.
Uh-huh. It's swollen.
Yes, it is.
What the hell did you do?
I don't know. Well, you said at one of the meetings, you saw that the energy coming in halfway, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and it's still, this part is still.
Okay. Background information. The left side of your body is the coming in side. It's the feminine side. It's the receptive side. When stuff goes wrong on the left side of your body, you want to look at what's coming into your life or what you want to have come into your life. Right side of your body, moving forward, stepping out, masculine energy, looking at how you want to go into your life. Joints are typically about movement in either one of those directions. Big joints, bigger picture, right? Little joints, like finger joints, smaller details. That's enough for now. We try to make it not just about the person getting the answer, so that everybody learns from everybody. Damn it. What the hell have you done to yourself?
I was working out in the garden, and, is where, yeah.
Like
and I'm trying to open up, what am I blocking here? What the heck? I want things to come in. I want it. So there was other things going on the left side, and those are no longer happening. But this is still,
This is awkward.
Yeah.
This is awkward.
Yeah.
That's the energy of this is awkward. This is that. You are a get shit done girl. You are doing lots of projects. You're getting to be a public figure. You're having this visibility in the world. And what's going on here is that this letting in, you're having a sense of awkwardness around, like, you want to be graceful, but people still piss you off.
Yes, they do.
You want to navigate this gracefully, but you're like, but you're such an idiot. Yeah. How can I possibly navigate this gracefully when you're such an idiot and I have to deal with you? Yes. Okay. Just checking. For their sake, not for ours. Yeah.
Right.
For like,
right.
She doesn't need to say anything. Yeah. We know, but you guys don't. So, so this is all about, we don't even want to touch it because it's so prickly.
Well, just tell me what.
Yeah. No, it's okay. We're just saying it's very prickly. You're prickly.
Yeah.
You're not usually prickly, so this is funny. But there's like this sense, we're going to use Veronica's foot. There's this, what is that on her foot? It's a dead fly. How can a person have a dead fly on their pinky? Dead fly on pinky toe. We are a fly catcher, apparently. So there's this sense that you want to navigate the world. It's like when you step into the world and the newness comes up your leg, right? You guys can feel this. When the newness comes up your leg, it goes in your ankle because there's that part of you that's like, I know how it should be. I know how it should go. I know how the meeting should be run. I know how your mailing list should be handled. You guys are idiots. You can't balance your books, right? All of that, which is you doing your thing, and you're transforming and maturing that and working on it hard. But what's coming in is this energy of opportunity, of newness, of experiencing things that you're uncomfortable with. And because your ankle is in between those two, it's a little bit like every time you try to walk in those new arenas, because like we told her, instead of being in your truth about you doing your thing, you're still busy in other people's business.
Yeah. Well, and I was also, that makes complete sense. And also what you said about my preconceived idea of how I think it should be.
Yeah.
And if it's not that way, it's uncomfortable for me.
Yeah. And the way you handle that discomfort, instead of handling that discomfort within herself, right, with what is true now, and going, I feel in discomfort, and abiding in the discomfort to see what it teaches you, which is going to be, wow, I'm tempted to be in their other people's business instead of being in my own. Mm-hmm. That's actually what it's teaching you in case you missed that part. It's you're doing I'll just switch out of what's true for me and go into what I think should be true for them.
Oh, okay.
And so those two things, the ankle goes, Now what's interesting is it's all the way down there. So you're barely even letting this new stuff in before you twerk it.
Okay.
So the way you do it, like, okay, today we came to a new place. We've never been here before, and Mary didn't know where to put the thing, and we had to find tables and chairs and all this stuff, and Mary was asking Veronica questions about how she wants to run the meeting, and yaddy, 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 and Veronica was able, and this is what we want you to do too, because you and she are a lot alike in this way, she was able to just be in the I don't know, ask for insight. So when somebody comes up and says, let's do this thing, and you're like, God, you guys are really disorganized. Instead of it being about, you guys are really disorganized, it'd be about, well, what is my truth in this dynamic? Are they too disorganized to deal with? And you just say, no, thank you. Or am I focusing on their disorganization in order to not have to focus on my discomfort of being in a new place or being asked new things or requesting new, ways of being in the world?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's really what it's about.
Okay.
Put it up there some more, though, because... It's so prickly and swollen. Is your other one swollen like this?
No,
okay,
not at all.
It's all puffy.
Yeah, and and it affects the whole.
Yeah, you're off balance.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine that.
Hey.
Are you putting ice on it?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I'm stretching it. The chiropractor said to stretch it and
ice.
stuff. Okay.
Ice, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Elevate. Take the ice off. Ask yourself, what are recent situations where this thing that I talked about with Eloheim was true, and then do some relanguaging, revisit it, and see the temptation to jump over here instead of being with what is true, what is true, what is true, what is true. And don't just take the first truth you come to. Oh, what is true is, I thought they were disorganized. No, what is true is, I was triggered about their disorganization because I thought it would reflect negatively on me.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. And if I'm not here, then where does that put me? As you can see.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I be here by myself? Mm-hmm. Or do I have to be with these idiots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is what it boils down to.
And the great thing is when you're not in resistance to the idiots or to the whatevers at the farmer's market, when you're not in resistance to them, and instead you're in your truth, which is what we talked about earlier, these Q&As always create a theme every time. So here's our theme. When you're not in resistance to your truth, but instead you're exploring your truth, even if you're in discomfort while exploring it. Part of what happens is when you guys get into a truth and you're discomforted by it, you want to jump out of it because you've been taught not to be in discomfort ever. When the truth is, discomfort is oftentimes a great awakening for an opportunity to know yourself more deeply if you abide in it long enough to find its gem, to find the gem that's there. And sometimes the gem is setting a boundary. And sometimes for you, Veronica's ankle hurts now. Sometimes the gem for you is to say, it doesn't have to be my way for me to still feel good in this environment.
Okay.
It doesn't have to, I don't have to make them do it my way in order for me to feel comfortable. I'm just going to be in the I don't know place. Let's see what you can do with I don't know. That's what we would give you as your homework. See what you can do with I don't know. So remember situations where you've done this dynamic and then just say, I'm going to instead imagine I'm there saying, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And what you think is I don't know means I'm stupid like you, instead of I don't know means I'm in my truth. Mm-hmm. I'm not matching energy with your disorganization. I'm in I don't know so that insight can come. Rather than, I've got it all figured out, I've got it all figured out, I've got it all figured, which is boring and often untrue.
Mm-hmm. And limited. Very limiting. Okay, thank you.
Off you go. You're welcome. Next. Welcome back. How are you?
I am actually good.
Yeah. Tell us your name again.
Dina.
That's right. We talked to you a couple months ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did.
You're a little shinier this time.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty shiny these days.
Yeah. You guys get shiny to us when you've changed your energy. We're looking for you to be shiny next time. He's working on shiny.
Yeah. It was fascinating, the last person, because I realized I don't have a question, but I have some pain in this hip. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, so.
Left hip.
Yeah. So I got a lot from, yeah.
Left hip is bringing in, right? But the hips are the kind of the generating force in the incarnation. So, or in the physical body, we should say. So it moves your right leg forward, right? But it's also kind of like a pump. So as the energy comes in through your left leg, the hip pumps it into other parts of your body, let's say it as, right? So for you, when love and appreciation and thinking you're cool and thinking you're shiny and something else we're not sure what exactly it is, but there's another one in there, comes into you through the earth, through the world, through the interaction with others, right? That's stepping, interaction with others, touching, interaction with others. As it comes in and it gets pumped through your system with your hip. Why don't you want to pump that stuff through your hip? You don't believe the person?
I don't think it's about other. I think it's about what I believe.
But that's what we mean, is you are not believing that you're worth it. You don't deserve it. Yeah.
So there's a piece in there. Yeah.
So when it's shown to you, you go,
Don't totally, I would say I don't trust it. I'm not aware of that.
It's not trust. It's, there's a place in you where you can't receive it.
Right.
Yeah. You can't receive it. It doesn't matter where you trust it or not. You know, you all have a vessel, let's call it, inside yourself. And that's the vessel that accommodates good things. Your vessel's a little too small. You need to trade it in for a bigger one.
Really? Wow. Can you say that again?
Yes. The vessel in you that accommodates good things, right? That place you store them. You hang on to them. You feel like, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
It's too small. Your donation basket is tiny, right? You want to have a bigger donation basket, right?
Okay.
Why is that funny?
Oh, just... I don't know.
Because
they were laughing.
They all think it's funny too.
I know. Like, I don't know.
There's a sense in you that and we don't think she's the only one.
That's why everyone's laughing.
Yes. Oh, that's why they're laughing, because it's all true. So there's a sense in you that this number of good things can happen. This much love is okay. This much, this much, this much. And it's usually the amount you're willing to lose. Let that sink in. The amount I'm willing to lose is the amount I'm willing to take in. Past that, it's too scary because how far will I fall if I lose it? And la, 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 right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is true for many people in the room. So when you experience yourself as letting the world in and your hip goes, cool, we're going to kick it up into the rest of your system, like up into your higher chakras, heaven forbid, even into your heart chakra, right? Heaven forbid, all the way up into your throat, where you can, all the way up where you can see in the world from eyes that know that you're loved and lovable. Your hip is like pumping, but the jar is full already. Mm-hmm. And it's not abundant, it's just full.
Right. So I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I experience a lot of energy. I feel a lot of energy moving through my body.
Yeah.
So that's different from the amount of...
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you ever play this game when you were a kid called Mousetrap? Mm-mm. Have you ever seen these? We don't know what they call them, where like something will roll and it hits something. Yeah, and it hits some dominoes, and then the dominoes trip something, and something shakes around, and it does this whole thing.
Right.
Okay. What's great about what you've got going on is your little vessel, like, about that big.
I don't like it when you say it so little.
Well, it's true. Good. That means you'll change. But you have this little vessel, and what's really interesting is that, you've decided, okay, there's an amount of things in there that are sort of safe to have in there. And you've got this way of moving energy through your body, and it's not connected to your little vessel.
Right. That's
so you're like, it just circulates, and I can move energy in my body, and I'm aware of my body, and it never goes into the pot.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So what you're going to do is connect your ability to move energy with your big, ever-expanding ability to hold energy. Not hold other people's energy,
no,
right?
I don't do that anymore.
No. Hold the things that matter to you. Like let's say you have an altar like we have behind us, right? Where there's all these pretty things, and each one of those things means something to the person who owns this home. In you have an altar, and in that altar is things that mean something to you. The belief you guys often have is that what you put on your inner altar can be taken away from you if somebody breaks up with you, or you lose your job, or you lose your house, or you don't have any money. That's not true. That's not true.
I'm kind of spacing out here because there's a part of me that's, spacing out. Is having resistance. It's like when you say that, just part of me is like, wants to defend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That it's not true.
Yeah. But it's true.
I just wanted to name it. I just wanted to.
No, that's good. It's good to say that because that has been your coping mechanism. That's been your survival instinct. That's been the way you have said, I'm going to deal with the vulnerability I feel at letting that altar within me expand. Because I think those things are in jeopardy by others' behaviors, and they're not.
No, I know that. It's like I do know that. I guess what I'm trying to understand something here. Mm-hmm. Okay. I experience a lot of love energy in my heart, sometimes with other, but I think the piece is to like turn it back in. Yeah. I could do that really easy.
Yeah. Yeah. The idea of loving yourself, appreciating yourself as much as you're willing to give love to others, see greatness in others, appreciate others. And you say, okay, now we believe that the heart chakra is only an out chakra. That's not where people love you. Your second chakra is where people experience you. It's more rooted in the body. The heart chakra is where you express your emanation. And that's why we said that inner altar can't be taken away from you, because everything you put on it is your gift in your emanation to the world. Nobody gets to take it away. And so somebody breaks up with you and you go, my heart's broken and I feel sad. Okay, so what you get to give to the world is a changed vibration. But they don't take anything from you. And sure, it can feel painful, and we know, and we don't want to talk about heartbreak right now because we don't want to trigger everybody in the room. But what we're trying to remind you of is that inner altar is yours to create and care for and feed with that hip, stirring up that energy. So it's a little bit like we're just seeing like a carnival game where you throw a ball and it hits something, it spins, and you see if it spins up and goes through the hoop, right? It's like when energy comes in, you can say, is this something I want on my inner altar? And if it is, make sure it gets there by moving energy in your body and finding a place within you. Maybe it's in your heart where you feel that sense of that growing abundance of self-love. Wow, this beautiful thing happened. I love how I feel in interacting with it. That goes on my altar, how I feel in interacting with the beautiful fabric on the ceiling here, with the wonderful people who are gathered, with the sunshine, with the birds. All of those things can fuel your inner altar. But what they're doing in you is just kind of going around in a circle. And they're never actually going right there.
Right.
And just change that. But it's not like, and when we say just change that, we don't mean like just change that. Why the hell were you ever doing it?
Right.
You know, it's not like that.
No, I know.
It just means reroute it. You already know how to move energy in your body, so you're way ahead of the game.
So
on
just
most
put
people.
intention on that and just say, this is what
this is important to
intending
me.
do.
Just like, you know, if this person says, oh, I found a pretty rock, I'm going to put it on my altar. You find a pretty rock and you go, ooh, pretty rock. And it goes around your body. Instead of, ooh, pretty rock.
Yeah, there's some way that things are not coming in.
It's just a change of, it's just a, just a little one.
Tweak.
It feels big because it's important, but it's not a big energetic change. It's a decision more than it is like, I have to keep doing it, I have to keep doing it. It's just a decision because your body will like it. When your body likes changes, it makes it easier to stick with them.
Yeah, this really kind of answers a question. You know, I have such amazing experience and amazing friends and sacred time with people, and yet it doesn't seem to fill something, you know. So, yeah, it's like, okay.
Yeah. There you go. So you're just creating, you know, we talk a lot about the neural pathways. Yeah, the neural pathways, literally the pathways that thoughts travel in your brain. You're creating new ones. And here, you're creating a different energetic pathway in your body. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is well within your skill set to change this immediately. It may take some change of habituation,
right?
But it's not like, you know, you have to go to Home Depot and rewire your whole house. Really, what you have to do is just plug in something. It's you know, it's that straightforward.
Ready. It just needs to be plugged in.
It's ready. It's straight. Okay. It's a straightforward fix that still requires you to attend to it, but it's a straightforward thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Excellent.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next. Well, hello. Yeah, it's probably a fly.
I think it's popcorn.
It's a popcorn. Yeah. She found a popcorn. Yeah. Nicely done. We found a fly. We're still a little disturbed by that. Actually, Veronica's the one that's disturbed by it. We're fascinated. She's disturbed. All right. Tell us how you are.
How I am?
Well,
I'm okay. Yeah.
We love those really weird general statements. I'm fine.
I felt really nervous when I stepped up.
Yeah.
As soon as I stepped up, I was like, I felt really nervous. But anyway.
But you're completely supported. Everybody here.
I know.
It's just because we're way far away.
Yeah.
So that's all right.
So, but I have
We officially hate this chair just in case anyone's keeping score. Go ahead. We're picky about chairs.
Want a different chair?
No.
Anyway.
Veronica's like, live with it. Go ahead.
Well, I have a question. It was just something that I've been observing about myself that I think it's been going on for a long, long time. And so I'm going to stumble a little bit as I'm trying to see if I can
Go ahead.
Find the words for it. But I feel like there is a certain level of like a ceiling of expansion that I hit. And I'm seeing it a lot around money because there's a certain level I feel like I'm always, no matter what I do, I always make just enough, but not quite enough.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, and I've just been observing that lately. It's like, it doesn't really matter what I do or what my expenses are. I make them, but it always feels really tight and just squeaking into it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I really would like that to change.
Yeah.
And then I'm noticing, that's actually other places in my life, that same energetics.
Just barely enough.
Yeah.
Get there, but not
It feels like a
comfortably
ceiling. Like I can't, like there's something I can't.
break through.
Or something. I'm not even sure, so.
How's that left elbow? Doesn't hurt you?
Fine.
Well, that's good.
Not
we like
that
when...
I'm aware of.
Okay, well, we got to touch it anyway.
All right. Okay.
Just relax.
Okay.
We'll do it. Ooh, we're glad that doesn't hurt. We're surprised it doesn't hurt. If we can,
I have big scar tissue on that elbow.
This truth comes out. Whew, damn it. It's hot.
Whoa.
Energetically, there's a lot going on there. And
okay.
and again,
Okay.
reminder, left side, right? Everyone went, ooh, left elbow, right? Right? Yeah. It's sinking in. Okay, good. Checking. Okay. Receiving. Now, receiving just doesn't mean gifts. You guys understand that, right? Receiving means shit coming in, right? So the sunny day, the new girlfriend, the whatever it is you need for your ankle. We can't think of a fast example. That was fascinating. When you took a breath, your elbow...
It tightened when I took a breath?
When you took a breath, your elbow went...
Oh, curious.
You were completely relaxed.
Oh.
And we were like, wow, she's really relaxed. And you took a breath. Stop breathing.
Okay.
No, we're just teasing
right.
you. But that gives us the answer.
Okay. Because I've been
The
feeling
world
that
coming
lately.
in. Yes,
Okay.
see the world coming in.
Okay.
The world coming
That's,
right? Do you have sleep apnea? What breathing thing do you have? You have a breathing... If you don't have a breathing thing, it's just because you're stubborn enough not to have one. But it's not because you aren't, energetically asking to have one. It's fascinating. We've never felt someone breathe and tense up. That's better. Better that time.
Okay.
Better that time.
Okay.
You listened to us talk to her, right? So the idea of the world coming in.
Yeah.
There's a sense in you that it's a little about what we talked to Randy about too, is that sense of when the world comes in. I have to kind of tense up. Right? We see you doing this. Now this is important since we're talking about this energetic stuff today. It comes in through the palm, right? And hits the elbow and stops. You can see it doesn't go this way. So you breathe. If we expand the motion that we felt you do, you go. So a good exercise for you would be to sit quietly in a beautiful place or wherever you like to do it. And when you breathe, go. Mouths. Imagine there are mouths there. Can you do it? Close. Do it again. Everybody can do it if you want to. Look at her wrists and look at ours. You see? See the difference?
I'm using you as a model.
Yeah. There's the difference. So that let relax. So we feel it. Let us have the weight. Good. Good. Okay, ready? Deep breath. That time the energy went all the way to the shoulder.
Okay.
That time.
Okay.
Because what you're saying is
Okay.
this doesn't serve.
Okay.
I'm going to pretend there's mouths, like you can breathe the air in here. But you know what this is going to mean?
Okay.
Hot chakra.
Okay.
It's going to come around.
Okay.
The world is going to
Okay.
have an impact on you as you move through it.
Okay.
So when you let the world in and you start to let the world out, it's going to... You got to decide, when you decide to interact with the world, which you all have, you got to decide whether or not you're going to decide that means the world is bossing you around.
Ooh, I don't want that.
No, that's why we took.
I want to be the boss.
That's why we took a long time to phrase that as carefully as we could. We're like, what's the best way to say that when you let the world in, you can't interpret it as the world's bossing you around.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because just
this is
imagine.
a challenge.
Yes,
I know.
just imagine world.
Okay.
Okay, but all right, fine. The world comes in now, and you're like, I'll just keep you right here.
Okay.
That's why we can't. But we're so thrilled you don't have elbow pain, but she does have scar tissue. Because really, if you came to us in a cast, we wouldn't have been surprised.
Oh,
that's
you're
how
kidding.
much energetic shit you've got going on in your elbows.
Well,
so we've got to fix this.
Yeah,
this is important because you need elbows.
Absolutely.
Can't be in charge without them.
That's right.
Comes in, you let it breathe, right? And you can fake this, right? Here's the fakey way. We're going to show you the fakey way, then we're going to show you the real way. Here's the fakey way.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Here's the real way. You see? Boobies up.
Okay.
Boobies
Okay.
up, right?
Okay. Okay.
God damn it, I'm actually going to breathe through my heart chakra too. Boobies up.
All right. Okay.
Boobies up. So it's
Okay.
palms relaxed, mouths feeling like you got mouths in the the people from the internet want to know what we're pointing. What is that? Oh dear. The intervertebral fossa, the inside of your elbow is where we're pointing. Wow, check you out, girl. Okay. So, no fakey breathing where you don't involve the heart.
Okay.
Real breathing. So you do our relax your wrists thing, right? So we want really relaxed wrists. No, like floppy. You can even do this beforehand. Floppy. Feel the difference? Okay. So let them flop down. And then open all the way your elbows as much as you can. Good. And then shoulders back, boobies up. Those of you who've got them. Those of you who don't, pretend you do. And deep breath through all those places. Shoulders should fall back, right? Shoulders should fall back as you take that kind of a breath. And, because we're good at being extreme about these things, you can just see how floppy you can get, like all the way. And then observe, like as soon as we did that, Veronica tensed her left wrist, right? Because it's like, whoa, I'm feeling a little exposed here with boobies out and all that. So see where, ask your wrists, what are we doing, wrists? Relax them and then be aware as if you can move just that elbow up feeling. Just that elbow. Good, just like that. Did you feel the difference?
Okay.
You just elbow up.
Okay.
Check your wrists. Are they still floppy? Flop them, flop, flop, flop. Now check your elbow, inner elbow. Shoulders back. What do they say? You make your chicken wing bones touch each other, right? Well, they do that in yoga, where they... And then when you take another breath, you can tilt your head back. And then see what comes up. What triggers you? Creepy energy from the guy at Whole Foods, or I, still don't think I'm lovable, or I never have had enough money, or I never will, or whatever it is.
I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Have enough.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever comes up. This is a way of uncovering what's in there that's hiding from you. That's buried. It's buried deep. We can really feel a lot of energy there. Do you guys feel that opening there? How you open that up? So again, it's do floppy wrists, right? Make your wrists floppy, and then flop them open. And then get your arms as straight as you can feel comfortable with your inner elbows pointing, to where they're exposed. And then start to open up your heart chakra area. So you lift your chest and then deep breath and let your head go back. Check your wrists to make sure they stayed floppy. Pay attention to your inner elbows. See what comes off. For Veronica, what we're experiencing is a lot of energy went down her spine. Did anybody else feel that?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it comes in and then it can go down your spine and clear out your spine. And that's good. It's good for you especially, right? That clear out that spine. Keep that energy flowing. So the energy comes in. Now, you are a changed being because you actually let the energy of the world in, but it doesn't change you unless you choose for it to change you. Just like something happens, and unless you take it in as part of your truth, it doesn't change you.
Okay. Okay.
But you're not used to letting the energy of the world in this way. So this exercise is really important to do with intention for you specifically.
Okay.
So it's whatever, your work or clients, or don't just do money because that's too common.
That's all I want.
Yeah. Well, we know.
That's not true. I actually take it back.
Yeah. It's
I
nice
just want
to
pay
have
off my mortgage.
Yes.
That's all I want.
It's very nice to have. We agree.
Yeah.
So, what you want to do is I'm open to more clients. I'm open to more business. I'm open to more hours, whatever it is that happens for you.
All right.
And then after you've done this a little, ask yourself, how do I feel different? Because that's the question you want to know. How do I feel different now?
Yeah.
Because that's going to uncover a part of you that's been covered up by something's
been blocking me.
Yeah. It's going to help. You have the consciousness to have an inner discovery of this.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Yay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we all got to do a little exercise together. How's our time, Miss Mary George?
1 hour.
Okay, we've got time for a couple more at least. Who else?
I'm thinking I'd like to check in.
Okay, and then you'll be next.
Oh, I didn't know this was me.
That's okay. Well, how could you have? We don't expect you to have eyes in the back of your head.
Who knows what I'll grow next?
We like that.
It's so much easier to be in my body, not being in pain.
Imagine that.
I wasn't really conscious of always wanting to flee, but I always wanted to flee. And
you look completely different.
It's a lot easier to stay in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I wake up singing and I go to bed laughing.
Nice.
And I always thought I'd feel that way if I wasn't in such agony, and it's true. Look
Imagine
at that. Yeah. I'm kind of looking at the it's my first choice thing a lot this week.
Oh, yeah. So
as well as stepping into a new life.
Let us tell the people what first choice is real quick so that they know what you're asking.
Well, basically what I've done with it is I even anticipate, okay, it could work this way, it could work that way. Either way, it's my first choice.
So the tool we've just been teaching in our Wednesday night meetings is this idea that whatever's happening, if you address it as if it's your first choice. Because as a creator, you created it. Therefore, it is your first choice. Whether or not you want to believe it is, or it wouldn't be here. But when you own it as your first choice and are willing to abide in any discomfort you experience, it gives you the opportunity to have a real paradigm shift. Because what tends to happen with experiences you don't like is you think they're bossing you around, and then your rebel in you flares up. And then all you're doing is being in rebellion against your parking ticket instead of learning why the hell you created it in the first place. Is that a short and sweet? You guys can feel into that?
Well, just the idea for me of setting it up in advance, whatever happens, it's going to be my choice.
Yeah.
My first choice.
My first choice.
Yes.
Yeah, because the idea, someone asked us, why do you put the word first in there? And it's because this is my choice is a little bit too much like, I created this, right? I created this shitty thing. So we say, this is my first choice, right? There's more power behind it. Plus, it's at least something different, so it uses a different neural pathway. Okay, thank you for letting us get everybody up to speed. So, what are you doing with this is my first choice, besides saying, I'm willing to say it's my first choice?
Well, so far it's just a practice thing, but I mean, it was a silly thing. I went to get my toenails done and messed them up and had to go back, and she was either going to be able to take me or she was not. And it's not a huge thing, so it's a perfect thing to practice on. And I was just okay with it either way, and it brought up no stress at all. So I like that.
Yeah, and the nice thing is when you can be okay with it either way, in a real way, not a fake way, not a pretend way, but a real way, which of course might take a bit to get to. Then you don't generate static. And what we call static is the shit you bring to the moment that keeps you from having the magnetism of creating your reality in a really instantaneous way, right? So you don't create. We're trying right now, our main focus with people.
Creating no more.
Is to stop creating static. That's our main focus for the next few months, is finding ways to stop creating static, which means when you're in the moment, sure, you come with your baggage. But a lot of times what happens is you add more static than you need to. By not being aware of what is true now, by not accepting this is my first choice, by not recognizing you're in habit. So we're trying to not create more static. And that's the good thing about the first choice tool is you don't create static when you're in this is my first choice. But it requires you to abide in any discomfort you're experiencing, which you're taught is something to avoid. So that's the grown-up part. Okay, go on more.
And well, the other part was the stepping into a new life. And it's going back a ways because it was last month when I was here. Yeah. And had you work on me, and it made things a lot worse for a while, which you had said that it might. So, and also that I needed to step into a life into a new way. So every step was agony, and every step was, God damn it, and and crying while going around the block to try and walk the dog. But I had some more magic occur, and now I'm fixed.
And you look really different. Your energy is very different. You're much more present in your third eye area.
Oh, and my heart. My heart is so wide open. And I see script holding everywhere I look. And I see the God inside us all just everywhere. And sometimes it overcomes me and I weep about it because it's so beautiful. And I thought I was compassionate before. I really did because of all the pain I'd been through.
Yeah.
But it's at a different level now.
Yeah.
It's so intense.
Yeah.
And fun.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing that we've been talking a lot about lately is the idea that when you are insouling your body, which is, accessing your soul's perspective, bringing it into the physical form, your physical form gets more sensitive. Your soul's perspective doesn't just hang out in your brain, right? Your soul wants to know everything. It's very fascinated in your left pinky toe, as fascinated as it is in your heart or your eyes or your anything else. So we're really experiencing people being far more sensitive to their own experience of their bodies. And learning to smooth that out. You have to remember the soul is wise, but it's not an expert on the physical form. It's your responsibility as the one with the personality self to say, soul, by the way, we do this differently. And this is an evolving process that we're helping you guys with. So as we get more examples, we'll be able to give you more tools. But one of the main ones is to say, wow, I'm totally overcome, right? And that's fine, except I'm driving.
Oh, so, pulling over is just fine.
So you can say I'm pulling over and staying in overcome, or soul, we need to back off a little bit on the overcome right now. You're navigating and negotiating the soul's experience of the body, and you're melding and having a partnership. It's a really awesome thing. And we're learning as you guys are learning.
I think I'm really doing it too.
Yeah, we think you really are too.
And but I would like to suggest maybe that the next time you pull something huge out of somebody's back, that maybe you help them fill it up with something.
Yeah.
Because that was the feeling, that it was way hollow and way weak. And so I knew those breathing exercises into the pelvis were for me.
Yeah.
And they did help a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good reminder.
So thank you.
We were so busy getting that icky thing out of you.
I know.
Yeah. We're glad it worked. All right, off you go. That woman right there that's sitting on the floor couldn't walk last month very easily. Look at her all sitting in her yoga thing. Hello.
Hello.
Remind us of your name.
Dave.
Dave. What's going on with you, Dave?
I was going to ask you that question.
Yeah. We don't know our anatomy.
I don't even drink.
Doesn't matter. Your liver. Where's the pancreas? Is it over there too someplace?
I thought it was on the opposite
We're
side.
really opposite side for pancreas?
I think so.
Gallbladder? Is over there? Whatever. You're just showing us some energy there. We're going to work on it. What else is going on with you?
Mojo's back.
How's that working out for you? Ooh, hot, hot, hot.
It is warm in here. There is a bit of energy in the room. Anybody else notice?
We deferred to Veronica's preference. She gets one preference a meeting. And
What did you ask for? Hot and steamy?
90 degrees is comfortable to her. So, yeah, there's just some, by hot, mostly what we're referring to is that it's loud. It's like her ankle and your elbow. They're just, sometimes you guys you're loud. Just there's a loudness here that. Residual anger and frustration from the thing we talked to you about when we talked about your.
Hard to believe.
Yeah, that's residual anger. That's sort of that. We talked about that vessel, right? With
yes.
Where? There you are.
The tiny vessel, I remember.
Yes,
the characterization.
It's not tiny anymore.
It was formerly tiny.
Tiny vessel, and your frustration, anger, insecurity, feeling like you were running up against walls, all that kind of stuff that we talked about with you when we did your private session. That's the place where you tucked a lot of that. Yeah, you tucked
It's been there for many years.
Yeah.
It might take a while.
Well, it doesn't have to take a while, but what we would say is a good thing to do would be to discontinue feeding it. So if you have anger, frustration, fear, the habit is to kind of discharge it by putting it in whatever thing is going on right there. We're not good at the organs. But you, and that's crazy, but it's true. We're very good at the joints. The organs we get confused by. So you're putting it in that part of your body. And as you put it there habitually, it's a bit so you don't have to abide in the discomfort of it, like we talked about a few minutes ago. Mm-hmm. So now that you're feeling your mojo's back, you're feeling like you have more opportunity. Watch when irritation, discomfort, this isn't my first choice kind of stuff comes up. We don't know. Do you guys hear the meetings? The Wednesday night meeting, you guys want to get that one and listen to it because this will help you with what you got going on here. Being really aware of how to work with that this is my first choice thing is going to really help you because this will make sense to you. You'll hear it and you'll go, yes, and you'll be on, full speed ahead. This one will make complete sense to you. So as you work with the idea of this is my first choice, you're not putting your resistance to what's occurring in your body over here. You don't keep filling it up. And then that way your body has a chance to process that because it's full. And so it's like stagnant energy. So when you can say this is my first choice, and you can work with that tool very deeply, you don't keep stagnating energy there in your body, and it allows you to have the opportunity to learn from what's happening rather than resisting what's happening, and then feeling pushed around by your resistance and then feeling like a victim of situations. But really get that, we're pointing at the wife, get that meeting on Wednesday. It's only $1.99. So you can get that meeting from Wednesday, and you will find that this will work very well with you.
Will that also help clear that?
It will help you not keep adding to it. But how to clear it, what we would suggest to do is, put your hand on there. And, whenever you find yourself irritated, frustrated, feeling insecure, I didn't get the gig, so I'm upset, any of that, put your hand there and say, thank you, body, for helping me process this the old way, and we're not adding to this. So consciously attending to it. And then when you're feeling successful, things are going well, you get a contract, you say, see, we can release this now. We don't have to hold this energy this way. So just being conscious of it and asking your body, thanking your body for what it did and asking it to release it. And, you might have really weird things, like your pee might smell really funny or be a weird color, and because literally you're letting toxins out. And you might get a little achy. Sometimes when you guys do a lot of discharge, your joints can get a little achy. So if you feel a little achy and you feel a little dischargey like that, let yourself... And, if you need to go to the doctor, right? We're not saying don't. But what we're saying is these are expected results of letting that kind of a buildup of frustration go.
I have had some of that in the last week or so.
Yeah. As you get your mojo back, you're already having this process happen. You get your mojo back and you're like, maybe it is safe to take deep breath into that area. That'd be another thing too. Deep breathe like we did with the elbows into that space. And just be aware that was just your coping mechanism. That was the way you coped with the thing you went through. And now that things are starting to change, you can start to work with that energy in a different way and not add to it. Main thing. So next time there's a frustration, a disappointment, use the first choice tool and it will empower you. It will empower you. Really be rocket fuel for you. The way you're built, that's a great tool for you.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Maybe the last person. Come right up. Yeah. How are we at time-wise, Miss Mary George?
An hour and 15.
Yeah, we thought this probably was the last person. Hello, what is your name?
Barbara.
Barbara, and how are you today?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm interested in this first choice thing because the bank is foreclosed on my house. Mm-hmm. And I have 3 sets of lawyers. Feels like they're, just smothering me with paperwork. And I can't find legal representation. Mm-hmm. And, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, your brain is just...
Yeah. And I just feel it like in my heart, I can't, my heart won't stop feeling attacked, it's like, and, I feel like this should not be happening. This is...
Okay, there. Hold that thought. Just don't add to it. Just hold that thought. Okay. You've already thought it enough times.
Okay, yeah.
And we don't want to be in that energy, so we're not going to let you go further.
Okay.
You got it? You feel that? Right? We're so grateful for you. Coming up here. This is it. When you say this shouldn't be happening, come to a full and complete stop. Because whenever you say that, then you're in a victim mode. And you can't be a creator and a victim. You can't be a creator and a victim. You can't be a creator and a victim. It's not a sometimes victim, sometimes creator. That's not how this world works. You are a creator at all times. So when you resist your creations, you're making yourself a victim, but it's never true. It's grown-up stuff. We're not kidding. It's that point in time when you say, really? My house is being foreclosed upon and I'm going to believe I created that? Why the hell? Blah, blah, blah. You can argue with it 10 ways to Sunday, but you've got 3 sets of lawyers telling you it's true, so it's your creation, and the only way to deal with it in a constructive, healthy, growing way is to say, I did create it. It is my first choice. Your brain is so overworked right here. We're just like, right? Your brain is so overworked because you've been trying to figure it out using the wrong organ. You need insight from your soul. Your brain has tried as hard as it's going to ever be. You're never going to have more success than you've already had because your brain is good and it's worked hard. And your brain is taking you as far as it can. That ceiling thing that you were talking about, you've hit a ceiling with your hamster wheel mind is what we call it. The way out of that hamster wheel place, which is just that on and on and on and on, never getting anywhere. Treadmill kind of thing. This is my first choice. And that may make you weep. It wouldn't surprise us if you wept for an hour after you said that and then say it again. This is my first choice. Because what it gives you is it puts the ball back in your court. This is my first choice. And then you break it down. Obviously, this is my first choice to get my house foreclosed upon is a big pill to swallow. But this is my first choice to meet this person. This is my first choice to experience this crazy lawyer paperwork. This is my first choice to consider starting a new life and a new home. This is my first choice. This is my first choice. Because it has to be true. If you're a creator, and you are, we can guarantee you that. It has to be true that you chose. It has to be true that you chose to create this. And when you resist that fact, what you're telling yourself is I'm powerless because I'm a victim of someone else and I'm not a creator, which is denying your truth. It's taking away your truth. When you take that truth back and you say, this is my first choice, and immediately your brain's going to say, why the hell would you do this? You can say, I don't know why, but this is my first choice. There's such liberation in that. I don't know why. And you can feel your heart and you can say, I love myself enough to tell myself the truth here. I love myself enough to tell myself the truth. Because the reason your heart feels the way it does is because your heart's saying, I'm not a victim yet, I feel like a victim. I'm not a victim yet, I feel like a victim. And it's bringing up stuff from your youth, and it's bringing up stuff from the places in your life where you haven't felt like you had any say-so. You still have the say-so to choose. We call it choosing your reaction to your creation by saying, this is my first choice. This is my first choice. This is my first choice. And we have seen that this is my first choice tool slaughter opposition. And then by that we mean Veronica's friend used the first choice tool. His computer, he got to work and his computer at work had crashed. He's a software guy, so, he fixes, he does computer stuff. So all of a sudden his computer's gone. He can't work. He said, all right, this is my first choice. He didn't want to believe it. Who would want to believe that, right? But he didn't want to believe it, but he said, I'm going to do it anyway. He calls in the person comes and says, yep, your computer's down. You're going to be down for 2 days. You can't work for 2 days. Oh my God, right? Right? So they went down and they saw the lady, and the lady who's supposed to have parts, and the parts lady says, yep, 2 days. We don't have any of this parts in stock for you. So he said, this is my first choice. It's my first choice to hear her say no. 10 minutes later, by the way, we just found the part you need on the shelf here. Puts it in his computer's starting up again. In the meantime, all these other things, there were the list was long. We won't keep you here all night telling you of the things that fell into place and beautiful experiences and synchronicities and things that never would have happened had the computer not gone down. And had he not said, I'm going to own this as my first choice. And that's what we want for you. It's impossible to believe this is my first choice, that my house gets repossessed from your brain. You'll never sell your brain on that. You know why? Because your brain's in your body, and your body wants you to stay alive, and the body thinks staying alive is much easier if you have a place to live. It's not a brain thing. This is a soul's perspective insight thing that changes your paradigm because it gives you an opportunity to know yourself in a new way. This is the moment when you will know you're a creator because you're creating your next moment by how you choose to react to this one. Just like if you go into a meeting with a lawyer from a place of victimhood, you're going to have a victimhood meeting. You go into a meeting with a lawyer saying, it's my first choice to be here. It's my first choice to sign these papers. It's my first choice to think about this.
Yeah.
It gives you something that when you're in that place, you know yourself. All this shit that's been going on has you feeling like you don't know yourself, and you're thinking, I know myself. Why do all of a sudden I don't know myself anymore?
Well, I think I know that my reactivity and my resistance is exhausting me.
Yes.
And it's like, and then I feel really like a victim. Like I don't even have energy to think about it or, come up with a positive thought about it. And that's...
And the great thing is you don't even have to come up with a positive thought about it. See, this is my first choice doesn't mean I like it. This is my first choice doesn't mean bunnies and rainbows. This is my first choice doesn't mean I want to do it again next Tuesday, please. This is my first choice means there's something here for me or it wouldn't be here. See, it's a completely different thing than positive thinking or make it feel good. This is not a make it feel good, by the way. This is my first choice is not the tool to go to if you're trying to make it feel good. This is my first choice is the tool to go to if you want to change your life and you want to redeem your creatorship and you want to know how to navigate this changing world. But it never is supposed to make you feel good, although it will open you up to new experience. And really, that's what you guys want. You don't want the hamster wheel mind. You want something other than the hamster wheel mind, and you try to use the hamster wheel mind to figure out what that is. That ain't the way it works either. This is my first choice. I will abide in the discomfort of experiencing this. Maybe you have to set a boundary, right? We're not saying this is my first choice to get hit by somebody, so I'm going to stand there and get hit again. No. We're saying this is my first choice so that maybe I can set a clear boundary, so maybe I can make a big change, so maybe I can feel like a creator when I'm in the meeting with the lawyers, so I can start my new life from a place that doesn't launch me, right foot walking forward, where I'm not launching out of victimhood. I'm launching out of creatorship and discomfort with my creation, but awareness and willingness to see what's here. It will empower you. This one knocks them down. It knocks down if you're willing to stay for that period of time in that sense of, I'm in discomfort. I'm in I don't know. I'm in uncertainty. I don't have a clue. My hamster wheel mind is useless. I'm completely hanging out here right now. And that's my first choice. It'll empower you.
Yeah.
And when you're empowered, especially you, when you feel empowered, you have this interesting core in you. We like it. You have this interesting core in you that says, I've been through some shit, but I know who I am, and I know what I'm about, and I know how to move in this world until this huge thing has thrown me completely off my center and I've lost who I am and my home and I've got stupid paperwork to fill out and. This is my first choice. Will give you back that which will feed the rest of it and give your brain a break because boy, your brain is very tired.
Yeah, it's tired.
Yes.
Very tired.
Very tired brain.
Very tired.
Yes, very tired brain. It's a little better now that we made a little joke about it.
Yeah. Well, and when I feel my heart aching, because it won't just calm down. It won't, it's not listening to that any part of me that is saying, it's going to be okay. Whatever happens is going to be okay. It's going,
yeah, because that's the survival instinct.
Yeah.
That's the survival instinct. Going, you're a liar. You're a liar. Don't placate me. I know what it feels like to live in a cardboard box under the overpass. That's what it feels like what's going to happen. So I do not believe a damn thing you're saying about this is going to be okay. So don't say this is going to be okay. It's going to be, this is our first choice. And the body can at least go, this is our first choice? Okay, if this is our first choice, then we will work with what we've got. Rather than it's going to be okay. And the body goes, how? How's it possible going to be? How's it possible going to be? Right? So that's not working.
Yeah.
That it's going to be okay is not your plan.
Yeah.
This is my first choice. Get yourself back into your power. And then see where this is my first choice can lead you. And if you listen to Wednesday's meeting, we talked about it a lot with
more,
examples, and that way you'll get more depth of this tool because it's really that important.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, you're very welcome, everyone. We've had a great time being with you today, and we're coming around again in July, yeah? The second Saturday. The second Saturday. That's the plan. Yes. And we're going to be able to be here again?
Well, I haven't asked her.
Okay.
We'll find a spot. If not here, I'll put another piece of paper with emails there so that I can email you the address. But hopefully we'll be here.
Yeah. Good. We really loved how when we asked you all to be here now, you did. And you stayed here now, even though it's hot and, not everybody likes it this warm. You still stayed very present, and you stayed present for each other. Even though most of you don't know each other, you still really stayed present for each other. And we love that. We really love that. So if you want the recording of today's session, write your name in Veronica's little book, and she'll email it to you tomorrow. And we'll be very happy to work with you all some more next time.
I love seeing your love when you work on everybody one at a time. It's just so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. We enjoy working in this way together. Yeah. All right, then. Bye-bye.